I get paid to do a lot of things, and I'm not even talking about whatever the fuck happened in Tijuana in the summer of 22. In the home of the Elven Queen hit my desk when a mutual friend of the channel and writer of the popular game Cox and its parent product Cogs wanted me to do something. But what is this game exactly? Taking place in their setting of Metaphoria, I can't really call it a typical fantasy setting. It's more of a schizo setting where the management of your chakra can enable you to astrally project yourself and tear someone's balls off, but then someone summons a thing from beyond the woods in time to tear your face off. And we're not even talking about the greater setting, really, but the home of the Elven Queen herself, Schwarzwald, the dark forest of Germany, except filled with an equal number of sodomites and beings from beyond the colors of time. You are playing the retainers of Elven royalty, serving your matriarchal boss and her various whims. And these are centuries-old nut jobs, so get ready for some chicanery and some petty power plays. The first thing the players even do is design their boss, their patron. Now you may be thinking elves are your traditional Legolas type, prancing up through the woods and engaging in cock supplements with various woodland animals. That's not really the case though, mostly because they view everyone who isn't them as woodland animals. But elves are the first stage of a dryad's life cycle in this setting, each one derived from their mother tree in a pseudo-clan structure, as well as their appearance. The Eichenmaiden stand the grand total of a half a meter tall because lemon trees are very small, while rolling a Tannenmaiden will almost be 7.5 meters tall because she's a goddamn fir tree. Each of the patrons have 5 influences due to their station: grace, terror, noblesse, mystique, and wealth. Each of these can be called upon during the adventure, and often the patron will be the source of that adventure as well. Let's just create a really simple patron. A Maiden, who is 466 years old, is also a serpent fighter, as in reliant on poisons and deception rather than an actual fighter, a trained magus, and is a countess, but is currently affluent and resides in an orchard of the Wilderlands. She is an artifact collector and currently married to another elf. In total, rolling all of these, she has these stats. A favorite of the Elven Court, but we're going to have to bump up her popularity among the people and the mystical side of things very quickly, and she'll probably be hurting for money before long. But what about you, the player? Well, congratulations, you are a retainer. Each retainer has heart, mind, navel, root, sacral, and throat chakras assigned a die value based on their race, with humans, elves, multiple goblin types, and the entire furry spectrum being able to be played. Characters aren't too complicated to be made, even if there are a little bits about them. Whenever a retainer wants to do anything, they'll be building a dice pool of their chakras, abilities, and bonuses, and even their patron's influence, and roll them all together. Any die that is above 5 is 1 success, and 10 is worth 2 successes. However, here's the catch. Dice may be stacked on top of one another to add the results together. Thus, if I roll a 2 and a 3 on both die, it's a fail. But if I stack them together, I get a total of 5, meaning that I have at least 1 success. Most of the game is finding some way or manner of acquiring different dice, while trying desperately to avoid getting fucked by interference die, which reduces the number of successes. Of course, though, things aren't that easy. Each retainer has blood, gravitas, and soul to manage, their physical, social, and spiritual health bar, each of which can contribute to their untimely and rather graphic death. From there, the retainers will begin their adventures at the round table, trying to negotiate with one another over what the plan of action is and avert any disaster their patron may have gotten herself into. During this time, they may choose to take one of their patron's influence die for their own needs, reducing her overall power for their own selfish ends. Alternatively, they may try to keep her powerful but very distant, invoking her terror to intimidate or her good name and grace to allow them to pass unhindered in court. Conflicts, those, can be a number of different events, as fiends who would seek to harm the patron are numerous and often better paid than you are. But a conflict can be many different things, each broken up into beats, blocks, and following a tempo. A sword fight may have a tempo of seconds with 2 dueling souls at each other's throats trying to kill one another, while social maneuvering in a masquerade party may have a tempo of half-hour blocks as each of the retainers try to discredit or perform some of their own devious deeds. Was this game fun to make? Yes. Is it perfect yet? No. The funny Cogsman and I are still nitpicking, and we're still trying to find and fix everything we can. We recently did an overhaul of the wealth stealth system, actually, which is a really nice way of saying we smashed it into pieces and rebuilt it. It happens. If you like what I do here, feel free to check it out. The links below. If you like what I do here, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, of course. Many thanks to the court of the Eichenmaiden for her continued funding of our expeditions into the deep wood. Truly, we'll find a deep, dark fantasy. In the dark of the night.